Oh, hey y'all, it's your girl Tashana, and I'm back with another informational video so we can raise energies and change frequencies to help make this world a better place. To help make this world a better place. Yes, to help make this world a better place. Okay, so today I'm making a video about keeping your money in the bank. Yes, keeping your money in the bank. Excuse me, I'm trying to get comfortable up in this chair. Because I love sitting in my little swirly chair. But, okay. So, today I'm making a video about keeping your money in the bank, which is a big, big no-no. And I'm going to tell you why. If you want to learn more about just life in general, please like and subscribe and hit that notification bell for more videos so I can inspire and motivate and help people grow as I'm learning to grow. Because like I say, I'm from the hood, I'm from the trenches, I'm a single mom of 5. I got it out the mud by myself, and I'm going to continue getting out the mud until I create generational wealth for my family. So please hit that like button and the subscribe button so you can come along and journey with us on our life. We also do vlogs. We also got a lot of things new coming this year. So please stay tuned. So why do we keep our monies in the bank? That's because that's the way we were programmed and conditioned to keep our money in the bank. Why do we not try to gain knowledge and grow mentally so we can understand true meanings of things and the way things really work? Because we're programmed and conditioned to be workers and to not ask questions and to do what you're told and live life the way everybody lived their life. Well, I'm a rebel. I'm an air sign. I'm an Aquarius, and we do things our own way. Always have, always will. Can't help it. I've learned that we cannot keep our money in the bank or credit institutions or anything that's under the government because the government don't give a crap about nobody. I keep telling the world that, and I'm going to say that until the government starts giving a crap about people. But I guess it's really the people don't give a crap about people because the people run the government. We run the government. We own the government. We created the government, and we can tear the government down. So the government, when we keep our money in the bank, the government only insures $200,000. Most banks insure $200,000. At any given moment, if the government decides to go on a break, shut down, we go into another Great Depression where you see lack of work. Everybody needs work and demand for work, where you see women selling their kids, even having the thought to give away their own children. And you see people sleeping on the floors of all these homes because they have nowhere to, because you have so many people dependent on the government, which is going to be what they say, tragic. It's not going to be a good thing. Everybody's going to go into panic mode. Everybody's going to be stressed out. Nobody's going to know what to do because they're all dependent on the government. Everybody wants to depend on the government. Personally, I'm trying to get away from depending on the government. I understand that the government is here for a reason, and things that I can do to get around certain holes that they try to put us in. But because they only insure $200,000 does not mean you're going to get $200,000 if something happens to the government or it shuts down or there's another Great Depression. That don't mean you're going to get $200,000. And let me tell you why. Because at any given moment, the bank only has to keep 10% of what you hold at that bank. And that goes for every other member of that bank as well. 10%. 10%. So if I have $100,000 in the bank, you mean to tell me I'm only going to get $10,000? That's it? So if I keep $10,000 in the bank, if something happens, you mean to tell me I'm only going to receive $1,000? Because you only get 10% of what you hold in the bank. Because at any given moment, the government can shut down and the banks are not going to have the cash on hand. They're not going to have the cash on hand. You know what they do with your extra money that they don't have on hand? They loan it out. They give it out. They give grants out. They do things. They invest in stocks. They invest in different money adventures so they can make more money as an institution, as a bank, as a credit union, whatever you call it. So they're only obligated by law to keep 10% of what you hold in the bank available in cash at any given moment. So if I have $5,000 in the bank, I'm only going to receive $500. Let something happen to the government. And they say they insure up to $200,000, which is correct. But the only way you're going to get $200,000, let something happen to the government. Let the government shut down, or we go through another Great Depression. The only way you're going to get $200,000 is if you have $2 million in that bank at one time. You're going to have to hold $2 million in the bank for you just to receive $200,000. Let the government shut down. So you can get part of your money, let something happen to the government. But banks don't tell you this when you put your money in a bank. The government don't tell you this when you put your money in the bank. So let something happen. A millionaire is not going to be a millionaire no more. And guess what? That money that they don't insure, you lose. So what is the point of putting multi-millions in a bank? What is the point of having all your wealth that you created and generated over time? What is the point of putting it in a bank when it can be just taken from you and stripped from you at any given moment, on any given day of the year? Like, there's no certain day that the government's going to shut down. We didn't know the government was going to shut down back in 2020 when it did, but it did for a couple of days, but it did. And had it went on for 2, 3, 4, 5 months, no food stamps, no nothing. I mean, they did come out with plans. Obama came out with plans. Trump came out with plans to keep the world running while the government was shut down. But eventually, like now, 2022, January 2022, they stopped those monthly checks, those CTC checks, the child tax credit checks, from coming to poor and middle class families who are struggling. And because the time expired, basically, because the time expired for that plan or what they wrote into office, it expired. It expired December 31st, 2021. So if something expires, like in 2020, anything could have expired at any moment and the government could have stayed shut down. People are only insured up to $200,000 in the bank. And you're only going to get the 10% of what they have to hold for you if something happened. Listen to me, people. Listen. It is not okay to keep your money in the bank. It is not okay. Of course, don't have a multi-million dollars in your house. Of course, don't have your wealth just sitting in your house, your everyday house where you live. Most wealthy people should have multiple properties or multiple places or even secret places that should nobody know about. You know what I'm saying? Don't tell all your business so your assets can be safeguarded and kept private so you can keep your generational wealth in your family. But listen to me. You are going to lose your money whenever this government shuts down. And they're not guaranteed to give you all the money you lost. They're only guaranteed to give you 10% of the money you lost. So just because you house, they insure up to $200,000 and you house, let's say, $200,000 in the bank. Don't mean you're going to get that $200,000, let the government shut down and be shut down for a long time. No, you're only going to get 10% of that $200,000. You're going to get $20,000 when the government shuts down. And guess what? The rest of that $80,000 is gone. Is disappeared. You'll never get that back. You're going to have to start working off that $1,000 again to build that wealth up, to go somewhere, to get your generational wealth back for your family. Easy like that, gone like that. The government don't care. The government don't care. That's why you need to start keeping your money safe and building wealth, either putting it in stocks and bonds, either putting it in crypto, either putting it in real estate, or putting it in gold. Literally gold coins, gold bars, silver bar. Like, invest in actual assets that are going to grow, that you don't have to just keep your money sitting there. That's what I mean about saving. We shouldn't be saving. We should be investing our money. We shouldn't work for money. Money should be working for us at all times. And that's how you're going to get out the rat race and leave the rabbit hole eventually. And you need to pass the information down to your kids, because if you stay unknowledgeable, if you stay stagnant and you don't learn new things, there's no way you're going to be able to build generational wealth. There's no way you're going to be able to give your kids the knowledge they need in order to move forward in life, as far as growing their wealth and their mentality, so they can keep the wealth in the family generations to come. Because if I don't teach my next generation about financial literacy, they're just going to listen to the programs and the conditions that they were taught in school or by ignorant adults. And they're going to reap and go through the same things that those ignorant adults are teaching them, which is a poverty mindset, a poor mindset, or a middle class mindset. In order for you to get wealthy, you have to learn financial literacy. And this is one of the things that they don't tell you, that they trick you. But I bet you everybody that's a multimillionaire or a billionaire, or that has wealth or has obtained wealth or learned financial literacy, knows that you don't keep your money in the bank, that you don't save your money in the bank, that just because they insure $200,000 don't mean you're going to get $200,000 when the government shut down, if and when they shut down. Because it's just when. It's a matter of time before it all blows up. And again, they don't care about nobody. They make the poor and the middle class pay more taxes than the wealthy and the rich. Why is that? Because the wealthy and the rich ain't stupid. They know financial literacy, and they not going to sit there and let a government take all their taxes or take all their money. And the rich and the wealthy, they also don't keep their money in the bank. But my definition, the difference between the rich and the wealthy, is the rich, they can get rich. They can make that money. They can get that money quick and save it. But they eventually going to be back poor because they're buying into liabilities. They have all these liabilities. They have all these materialistic things, and their money's just keep going out the door, keep going out their pocket, just going. And the wealthy, they invest. They don't save their money. They don't keep it in the bank. They move their money around. They let their money work for them, and their money builds wealth over time, and they stay wealthy. And the next generation in their family stays wealthy. So when I tell you to not leave your money in the bank, don't leave your money in the bank. Even your savings, the savings, your cushion savings, that 3 to 6 month savings that you should have in case something tragic happens, in case the government shuts down, in case the world blows up, you shouldn't even keep that in the bank. Because, say for instance, I'm going to give you an example. I need about $15,000 for my household to run smoothly for 4 to 6 months. Say, for instance, something happens or the government shuts down or I lose my job or life happens. I need about $15,000. Okay, I'm going to leave that in my savings account. I'm not going to touch that. That's my cushion. I have a peace of mind. I just know that if anything happened, I'm good, right? But I left it in the bank. And then the government decides to shut down. $15,000. the government decides to shut down. They're only going to hold 10% of that in the bank. I'm only going to get 10% of that. Let the government shut down. I'm not guaranteed the whole $15,000 if the bank don't want to give it to you, because they only have to give you. They only are going to have 10% of cash in the bank for any given customer that houses money in their bank. So I'm going to go to the bank in case something happens to the world, and I'm going to want my $15,000 because it's getting serious out here. They're only going to let you get 1.5. They're going to let you get $1,500. That's what you're going to get. $1,500 for housing your $15,000 in the bank. Now think I'm lying. Go into your credit union. Go into your bank and ask them how much money are they supposed to house in a bank at any given moment. And what do they mean by your money being insured in the bank? $200,000 being insured. And how can you guarantee me that I'm going to get my $200,000 lest something happen to the government? Tell them to break down the details. And I bet you learn the truth. I bet you don't think I'm talking out my mouth then. But the government is setting people up left and right. And they're going to keep on doing it as long as people don't learn financial literacy, as long as people don't learn, period. If you stay stagnant, if you continue in the rat race, if you stay in the rabbit hole, you're not going to go anywhere. You have to do better. You have to know better. And you have to learn better in order to feel better and grow better. So if you have any questions, if you want to know any information of where I got this information from, please hit the comment section below and I will give you further details of what it means to have your money insured by the bank. And if the government shuts down, how you know you is not about to get all that money that you so-called have in that bank. So be smart, learn financial literacy, and lead your family into the next generational wealth that you want to obtain for them, and not what the world wants to obtain for them or your family previously had to obtain for them. So with that all being said, I hope y'all have a very beautiful, blessed day, and I love y'all. Mwah.